What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Let's do a recap of yesterday before anything. So first of all, this slip right here, we did create on live video yesterday. So two of the last three slips, or three of the last four slips that I have given you guys on YouTube have cashed. I know one of the ones we gave yesterday did miss. Had some bad beats on those pitching outs yesterday. And overall, yesterday still wasn't bad. It was still at least a break-even day, profitable slightly if you got to tell all of them. But I'll go ahead and show some of the wins here. So Siakam and Brunson over on Sleeper. We had this one on Prizepicks, the little promo play, $20 to win 93. 75 for 150, 75 for 169, 75 for 180, 75 for 150, 150 again, 75 for 150. Lots of double ups, as you guys can see. 250 for 457, and then 250 for 490. So playing a lot of low payout slips, but I'm playing them safe, guys. These slips are pretty safe. Now, obviously, like I said, we had some bad beats yesterday, and some of those pitching outs. A lot of pitchers got pulled at 14 that shouldn't have, which chalked the 5 innings. But overall, guys, yesterday still wasn't that bad. We're coming off of 3 days prior to that where we have completely been smashing. Now, I will say, if you guys do want to join our VIP, I just cashed this slip for you. If you got to tell it, I'm sure a lot of people got to tell the basketball one, Brunson and Nemhard. So if you got to tell that, join up, guys. For the ones who either can't afford a full month right now or don't want to risk that much, I am doing another discount today just for the weekly. Now, this is going to be the last discount that I do for a while, but I will say this one will be for weekly. So if you guys want to try a weekly pass out, it's $10 a week. I'm currently going to give you 50% off your first week. You hit join, first of all, select weekly, hit join, come to where it says promo code, you type in ACES50, hit apply, and you can get your first week for $5.25. Now, I'm not trying to gloat or anything, but there's not very many groups out there going to give you a week for $5. You might be paying $100 for a week in a lot of these. So just throwing it out there, guys. If you want to try it for $5 a week, it's there. If you want to join for the monthly, I do recommend this when you're going to save money in the long run by joining monthly. Less than $1 a day, $25 a month. You can get every single slip we post. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and pick our winner from yesterday to get a free month of VIP. So this is coming directly from my comments. 173 comments overall, picking one winner. If this video today gets 250 likes or 350 likes, I will pick another comment tomorrow to win free VIP. If we don't get 350 likes, I will not be selecting a winner. So make sure you guys are hitting the like button. You do have to be subscribed to win. Make sure you guys are subscribed, and make sure you guys drop a comment for a free chance. Let's pick our winner from yesterday. Winner is going to be for Macho 100K, who put the GOAT emoji. Well, Macho, I appreciate you. Send me a message on Discord. I will get you guys added. If you guys haven't noticed, I did get a thumbnail refresh. Let me know in the comments if you guys like this thumbnail better. I think it's more eye-catching. I think it's going to be more popping. I think in the long run it's going to help the channel, but we'll see. We'll see. But that is the new thumbnail for now. I would love to know you guys' opinion on it. If you guys see this thumbnail, just know it is Fantasy Aces. I tried to put the logo on there because I've tried swapping thumbnails before, and it completely ruined the views on the channel because if nobody knows who it is, they think it's just some random guy, some new random capper or whatever, so they don't watch. But anyways, that's what this is going to be my thumbnail for now, going forward for the most part, unless I decide to change my mind. So if you see this thumbnail, just know it's me. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and jump into some of these picks for today. So we got Minnesota playing against OKC once again. I've got 3 player props from this game. I'm going to fade the money lines on this. In my opinion, I think Minnesota covers the spread again. If I was going to take anything, I'd buy the spread plus 8.5 again. I know it chalked last time. I don't think it's chalking this time. Minnesota honestly led a lot of the first half in that game and just got killed in the second half. SGA struggled first half and popped off second half and cashed this last time. So anyways, I'm going to fade the money lines on this one. I just don't like them, guys. Right now I'm liking the player props on these games a little bit more. Some of these games are hard to call. I do like Minnesota plus 8.5 though, and I'll probably run that again if you guys do want to take that. But anyways, let's jump into the player props for today. So I have 6 props I'm going to give you guys. And bear with me. For MLB, these props are going to be discounted lines. I'm playing all 3 MLB in a slip for a double up. So I'm trying to give you guys a free double up slip. If you guys want to tell it, you can. If not, you don't have to. There's not a lot of pitching out props that I can take for baseball today. A lot of them have gotten taken down. So we'll have to wait until more lines are posted. But regardless, let's start out with basketball, NBA. Let's talk about this game. So first prop, is going to be a prop that I just found slightly disrespectful. And what I'm going to do, we're going to scroll down here to Julius Randle, and we're going to look at where they have his points line. 18.5 for a 1.67x. His original line's right at 19. So 18.5 points for Randle with the way he's been playing, man. Like, I know they're playing against OKC. I know this is a tough matchup, but Randle completely popped off his last game. So let's look at Julius Randle. We took his points his last game at 19.5, and he cashed it first half. He had 20 points in the first half. At 18.5, Randle has cashed this 9 of his last 10 games. He hooked one game versus Golden State. He just had 28 the first game versus OKC. Looking at field goal attempts, he did shoot 69%. Only shot 13 field goal attempts, but I think he shoots a little bit more tonight because he was popping off the first half. They were leading, and then all of a sudden things got a little tough for him. But regardless, man, I think Randle's getting his 19 points. I think he drops 20 again. He's just been too consistent on this line, cashing 14 of 20. Head-to-head, he's cashed it 2 of his 3 games versus OKC. Only 2 of those are from this season. He had 11 in Game 1 this season back in December, and then he had 28 his last game, obviously. So looking at OKC's points defense, we already know third best defense in the league. If you go to point power forward, it's 6th, so it's still top 10 defense. It's going to be a tough matchup for Randle. We already know this, but with the way he's been playing, man, he's been shooting lights out. Taking him at 18.5, I just can't. I assumed, I'm not even joking, when I went to look at this line, because it was one of the first props I was going to look at, and I was like, if Randle is below 20 again, I'm locking him in. But I assumed he was going to be at 21.5, and I was going to fade it at 21.5. But 18.5 again, man, I cannot fade this prop at this. So I got to lock him in. 1.67x on Parlay Play. If you guys do want to run it over on Prizepicks, we can scroll down here to Julius Randle. Let's find him. I hate using Prizepicks on desktop. It's so unorganized. So bear with me finding the props. It doesn't help by typing their name in either. I'm sure you guys have seen me in previous videos struggle with that. So they don't even have an original line for Randle. They have Randle at 17.5, which is the closest thing we're going to get. Let me verify this. Let me confirm this really quick before I say that, and it's just at the bottom or something. So Randle, let's find points one more time. Let's confirm there's no point prop here without the Goblin, and it doesn't look like there is. No. All right, so Randle 17.5 points is the best we can get for Randle on Prizepicks. We'll compare payouts and see if it's worth taking, but 18.5 right now on Parlay Play for a 1.67x. I love that line, and I got to lock it in. So that is going to be our first pick of the day, Julius Randle. I'm going to pull it up on Props Madness. We looked at the scoring chart the last game. I mean, obviously it's going to be red, yellow, and orange. Not much to look at here. He does shoot 40% under the rim, going against the number 2 defense under the rim. So it's going to be a tough matchup. We already know this. Looking at similar players and power forwards versus OKC. Not many of them cashed a prop. 8 of 15 and then 6 of 15. So we already know this. Playoffs are a different story for Randle. He stepped it up. Got to lock him in. But jumping into pick number 2 of the day, we're going to jump back over to the OKC side of things. Running this one back too, man. I'm taking SGA, and I'm only taking these this prop to make a double up on Parlay Play. So I'm just going to throw that out there. That's what I'm doing. His PRA is 44.5. You can get him at 39.5. This prop is going to be a very low payout. It's a goblin, hardcore goblin on Parlay Play, 1.2x payout. But for this double up, man, I love this line. I love this slip, and I'm going to lock it in. So we're going to buy him down 39.5. You got 1.99x. So it's a double up slip, 250. I'm going to go ahead and lock this in. Unless Prizepicks has this play right now at better payout, I will lock it in right now on video. And you guys are more than welcome to lock in the same one if you want. SGA 39.5. If you put 250 on the line, you would win 450 versus here you're winning 497. So I get 1 point better on Randle to win $50 less. I don't like that. I'm placing it right now. We just placed a bet. We can come over here to track picks. You can see the entries in $250 to win $497. SGA, Randle, got him locked in, $497.5 win. Hopefully we get that here tonight. But anyways, I just wanted to show you guys that we did get that slip in live. That's going to be pick number 2. Let's go ahead and look at SGA. And the only reason I locked that in is because I locked it in before they bumped Randle. I'm scared Randle gets bumped, so I was like, I need to lock this in as fast as possible because I was doing it live on video and I hadn't posted it to the Discord yet, so I just wanted to get that really quick. Now I can go post it to the Discord really fast, which I'll do that real fast. And all right, so looking at SGA, so over 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's cashed 8 of his last 10 games. Obviously, he's cashed it 4 straight games. That was versus Denver. He went over his last game versus Minnesota. He did struggle that first game versus Minnesota in the first half. I got lucky that he popped off the second half. He was like 4 for 17 or something field goal attempts in the first half. Like, dude was getting killed. We can look at his field goal attempts overall. Shot 27 shots. He only made 10. For SGA, that's atrocious. Now, obviously, Minnesota's got a good defense. T-Wolves aren't a sleeper team by any means, and I expect it to be another tough match tonight. Another sweaty prop, most likely even to get 40. But I like SGA, man. Shooting 27 shots in game 1. He still went over and cashed us in a game that they struggled. I think he's going to cash it again tonight. Looking at him head-to-head versus Minnesota, 9 of 9 games. He typically plays very well versus Minnesota. I expect another similar outing tonight. He had dropped 53 and 57 the 2 games before game 1 of the series. I'm expecting another cash. So 40 PRA for SGA. I just think it's too low. I'm going to lock him in. We can pull him up over here. Obviously, this is not going to be a good matchup either for SGA. We looked at it before. Orange and yellow, 53% of similar players have cashed by position. Only 47% of guards have cashed versus the T-Wolves. And we can look at the stats. Wait. Anyways, I was going to pull up the shooting guard stats, which we can do that real quick. Shooting guard, 9, 13, and 7. Point guard, 3, 13, and 11. So to the guard position overall, still don't give up many stats at all, which is obvious. But anyways, SGA is pick number 2. You guys already saw me lock him in. So jumping into our third play, this is going to be back on the Minnesota side of things. I'm going to jump back over to an Ant-Man prop. I'm not running it back with Ant-Man 3s. Today I'm taking Ant-Man's RA. 11.5 rebounds and assists. Really like this line, man. He's cashed 7 of his last 10. He's cashed it 2 straight games. He had 19 the final game versus Golden State. If you look at how he played majority of the series for the Lakers and Golden State, he was dominant. At 13.5 rebounds and assists for Ant-Man's a lot. Head-to-head versus OKC games this season, he's cashed 4 or 5 games this season. Before game 1, which he cashed his last game, before that, he had 21, 17, and 14 rebounds and assists versus OKC. I'm expecting Ant-Man to step it up tonight, whether it be scoring or rebounds and assists. If he's more of a facilitator, that could be the case tonight too. I think Randle and Ant-Man are going to step it up. They got beat by almost 30 last game in a game that they were winning a lot of the game, so it makes it like I feel like they're going to be fired up tonight. They need to get a win here. They don't want to go start the series out 0-2 in OKC. If Minnesota could pull out a win tonight and then they can get a win at home, they can keep this series really close. And this could be a 7-game series for us. Another competitive match, which I would love to see. But Ant-Man, 11.5 rebounds and assists, I'm taking a chance on. If you look at OKC's RA defense, 20th in the league in rebounds, 4th in assists. To the shooting guard, it's 9th and 10th. To the point guard, it's 26th and 6th. So overall, to the guard position, they give a lot of rebounds, not many assists, which seems to be the story versus every position for OKC. So anyways, Ant-Man, going to lock him in. This prop should be a regular payout. It's a 1.56. So not a perfect payout over on Parlay Play. I will check it on Prizepicks. I'm pretty sure it's just at 12 on Prizepicks. So it was 12 earlier. Let's see. Edwards. So 12. So this is one of those props where you can decide if a regular payout is worth 12, if it's worth taking at 12 versus taking 1.5x. To me, it's not, and here's the reason why. If you think Ant-Man's going to go over 12, why would you not just play him on Parlay Play for a 1.96x? Pretty much a double up, 2x by itself. If you think he's going to get 12 on the dot, then you would be getting a 1.5x on your slip if it pushed, which the 1.56x for 11.5 would be a better payout anyway, if that makes sense. So regardless what you do, 11.5 at a 1.5x is better than 12 on the dot for a 1.7x. That's just my personal opinion. Now, if you wanted to go 12.5 and you think he gets 13, it's probably better to take here. Or you could play it on Prizepicks thinking he gets 13 and you have a little bit of wiggle room. That way, if he does end up at 12 on the dot, you don't lose your money, if you know what I'm saying. So it's a little bit of a safety net taking it at 12, but overall, I just take it at 11.5. That's what I'm going to do. If you guys want to swap it, it's totally up to you guys. You don't have to play the same thing I do, but Ant-Man is our final pick for today on NBA. So last 3 picks. We're jumping over to baseball. Like I said, guys, these are going to be discounted lines. I locked this slip in on Prizepicks. So bear with me. They're all 3 pitching outs. Yes, they're discounted. 3 of them that I think are pretty safe. We're not getting much value. As you can see, if I swap over to MLB, I can open this filter. Prizepicks doesn't even have, these are in alphabetical order. No, they're not. I lied. Completely lied. Anyways, outs is usually at the bottom here. They don't even have pitching outs on the board. They took them down early yesterday. They never came back. I don't know if they're going to bring them back for a while with the way we've been milking them, but we'll see. And pause on what I just said. But regardless, I'm going to come over here to MLB on Prizepicks. Prizepicks still has them. So let's pull these slips up, pitching outs, and let's see what we got. So the first one of the day is going to be for our man Flaherty. So I'm taking Jack Flaherty for 14.5 pitching outs. This payout is going to be atrocious. You guys already know that. I've already told you that. I'm going to show you the slip I locked in. We're going to take these two off. We've already locked them in. I'll keep Ant-Man on the board. But taking Flaherty 14.5. He's catched it 7 of 9 games this season. Not much to say about him. He has pitched 17 versus Toronto, 17 versus the Angels, full 6 versus the Padres. He got a decent leash, averages around 90 pitches. Not long, obviously, but he does get around 90, which is good. Playing against Cleveland. Cleveland's got a decent offense. If you come down here, they are still bottom 10. Now, I say decent because a lot of the times I'll take a play against Cleveland and their batters will just tee off. But if you look at them on the season, they're actually one of the bottom defenses or bottom offenses in the league. So 235 batting average, 31% on base percentage, 0.7 OPS. Going against a pitcher that's pretty decent. Flaherty's 4.44 ERA. He's struggled this season slightly. He is 2-5 on the season. But looking at his strikeouts, he averages almost 11 Ks per 9 innings. So a very high strikeout pitcher. I like it, man. So I'm going to lock in our man Jack Flaherty over 14.5. I think it's a pretty safe pick. I'm going to lock him in. So let's find him down here. Flaherty, 14.5. Got him down right there. That's going to be pick one. Not much research that really needs to go into some of these 14.5s. It's got to be a good matchup. I wouldn't take a Colorado pitcher versus the Padres in Coors Field, obviously, to go 14.5 because odds are he probably won't. So you still have to look at matchups and look at where they're playing, look at weather. There's a lot that goes into it regardless. You can't just take every single pitcher over 14.5 and expect them to hit. Now, majority of them will, but still it does take a little bit of research. Don't just blindly lock in random pitchers over 14.5. But anyways, Flaherty's our first one. Second one is going to be for our man Tyler Anderson. I took him at 14.5. His projected at 17. Obviously, he struggled to go 17, or 6 innings, I mean. 14.5, though, he's cashed every game this season. 9 of 9 games. They're playing against the A's. A's have a terrible offense. If you look at, well, it's not going to show the A's offense on here. Well, I don't know why OUTLIER does that to me. Some of them they'll show, and other ones they won't show the offensive stats. So, anyways, can't look at the actual rankings of the offense here, but they're not a good offense. Just trust me. If you look at Tyler Anderson, like we've seen, he went almost 7 innings versus Toronto. If he can do that, he can do 5 versus the A's. If he can go 5 versus the Dodgers and 5 versus, or Baltimore's not a good offense either, but if he can go 5 versus the Dodgers, he can go 5 innings versus the A's. So I like this play. Lock it in. He's averaging 93 pitches per game. He had 104 his last game versus the Dodgers, so they will give him a long leash if they have to. And I think Tyler Anderson goes 5 innings for sure. Looking at his record, he's 2-1 in the season, 3.04 ERA, 7.7 strikeouts per 9 innings with a 1.03 WHIP. So not a terrible pitcher. I don't like playing him too often, especially not for 17.5. But at 14.5, I really like this play. So let's pull him up on Prizepicks. Tyler Anderson, 14.5. If you guys want to lock him in. So jumping into our final 14.5 prop, another prop that I like. It's going to be for our man Kolek. So taking Stephen Kolek for the Padres, taking him over 14.5, playing against the Blue Jays. It's going to be a tough matchup, but he has cashed this every single game this season. He pitched 27 innings, or 27 outs, a full 9 innings versus Colorado in Coors Field. Padres won that game 21-0. Massive blowout. Doesn't get any worse. Looking at him, they are playing against a good offense versus right-handed pitchers, or decent offense. Now, their batting average is a 250, 25% batting, or 247 batting average, whatever, 2,500 pretty much. Holy crow, dude, 250. I don't know. I'm struggling, bro. Y'all have to cut me some slack. On base percentage, a 311. OPS, 688, which is bottom 10 in both of those categories, middle of the pack in batting average overall. Now, looking at Kolek. Kolek's not a phenomenal pitcher, but he's been doing pretty good this season. If you look at him, he's 2-1. He's a 2.33 ERA. He's pitched 19 innings, averaging 7 Ks per 9 innings with a 1.14 WHIP. I like Kolek tonight to go 5 innings. I think he goes 5. This one's going to be the one that I think is going to be the sweatiest of the 3, but it does give us that double-up payout. So Stephen Kolek over 14.5. If you lock them in with Ant-Man, you got a little over a double up. Take Ant-Man out, and you got almost a double up. Power play is a double up, so 3 out of 3 correct, and 250 to win 500. And I will show you guys what I locked in on Prizepicks. I told you guys I play bigger units on Parlay play right now, but payout was actually better now than it was earlier. So I got it locked in at $100 for 190. You can get it at $100 to win 200 right now if you guys wanted to play a full double up right here. So highly recommend locking it in now before it gets bumped or anything. Yes, I know these are discounted lines. I have seen comment after comment from some people like, I saw one yesterday, where are the real bettors at? Because these are all discounts. I can do that. Who cares if they're discounted lines, first of all? The goal is to make money. I don't consider a real sports bettor somebody who tries to go play plus 400 odds and find some type of value. Like at plus 400 odds, you're not. Vegas is doing more research than any of us cappers. Vegas is doing more research. They're the ones who are either making it or breaking it. So if you guys think that we're just going to automatically find value all over the place without taking some type of discount, it's getting harder and harder as the days go by, because more and more people get into this. There's more and more stats that go into this. There's more and more platforms for researching. Vegas is making it harder. They're trying to. And that's why I play these lines like this, because the odds are in your favor. You might not get as much of a payout, and you might have to be more consistent to profit, but I like the plays like this. So you guys are more welcome to do it the way you want. If you want to go play 17.5 for Marquez against the Phillies in Colorado and go for that nuke payout, which would bring this to a 6x or 5x, if you want to do that, go for it. I'm not doing it. I'm taking my double ups. I like these a lot, especially these 14.5 outs, and I'm going to continue to play them. If you guys, I'm trying to give players that I like at 17.5 outs, but look at our board, man. We don't even have many players at 17.5 outs. Even Severino and Bibby are at 17.5 are goblins, and I don't like the matchups for the most part. Severino's not got a bad matchup, but Bibby does. Versus Detroit, it's a tough matchup. He should go 6, but who knows, man? It's not any better than these 14.5s. Payout's going to be slightly better, but I just prefer taking the 14.5s and being safe. But anyways, guys, that's what I've got for today. I'll show you the free slips once again. So if you want to lock in the NBA slip, come down here. SGA and Randle, 39.5 PRA for SGA, 18.5 points for Randle, 250 to win 500. A little double up I locked in. Then the other one I've already locked in. Tyler Anderson, Jack Flaherty, and Stephen Kolek over 14.5 pitching outs, $100 to win 190. So that's 2 double up slips. If they cash, come join us in VIP. If you guys want to get a free 50% off your first week, code ACES50 on WAP, get you 50% off your first week. Obviously, it's better to join through monthly. You can get a free month sign up for any partnered app. All those are down in the description. Sign up with our code, make the minimum deposit, send me a screenshot, I'll get you added. But anyways, guys, hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video.